or even her guards. Scrope pulled a face and spread his hands. If you forbid the use of force, then I can't see how the task can be accomplished. Mackenzie arched a brow. One nail slowly tapping the wooden table, he studied Scrope's passably elegant face. No emotion of any kind showed. Scrope's poker face was as good as Mackenzie's own. But his eyes... The man was cold. There was no other word for it. Emotionless, detached, the sort of man who would do murder as easily as dropping his hat. Unfortunately, fate had left Mackenzie few options. He needed someone who could get the job done. Retreat wasn't an option. Not now, not for him. But if he was going to unleash the man and send him after Eliza Cynster... Slowly he straightened, then leaned his elbows on the table so his gaze was level with Scrope's. I comprehend this task, stealing Eliza Cynster away from under her powerful family's very noses, even more when said noses, or already on guard, will, if completed successfully, elevate your reputation in your chosen field as something akin to a god. If the Cynsters can't protect against you, then who can? He'd done his own reconnoitering while Scrope had been in London assessing his chances of kidnapping Eliza Cynster. Scrope was considered to be at the top of his league, but more than one of the previous employers Scrope had cited as references had, when Mackenzie, as his true self, had inquired, mentioned Scrope's overweening drive to excel. To succeed beyond question with assignments more cautious hirelings declined. Scrope, it seemed, had become addicted to the glory of pulling off the improbable. His former employers had viewed that as a positive. While agreeing in regard to getting a difficult job done, Mackenzie could also see how Scrope's addiction could be used to further his own ends. Scrope hadn't reacted to Mackenzie's statement, but that he was trying so hard to keep his face impassive told its own story. Mackenzie let his lips curve understandingly. Indeed. With this mission successfully completed, you'll be able to command even higher, quite astronomical fees. My fees? Mackenzie held up a hand. I am not about to haggle over your already agreed fee. However, still holding Scrope's gaze, he let his face harden, let his voice harden too. In return for telling you of the one way in which Eliza Cynster can be kidnapped, even in the teeth of her male relatives' protectiveness, without the use of force, I will require one thing. Scrope hesitated. A full minute ticked by before quietly he asked, What? Mackenzie was wise enough not to smile in triumph. That we will plan the action together, from the moment you move to kidnap Miss Cynster to the moment you hand her over to me. Again Scrope spent a long moment in thought, but Mackenzie wasn't at all surprised when eventually Scrope said, Just to be perfectly clear, you want to dictate how I do this job. No. I want to be assured that you will do this job in a way that satisfies my requirements fully. I suggest that once I tell you how the abduction can be accomplished, you suggest how you wish to proceed through each stage. If I agree, you go ahead. If I don't, we discuss alternatives and settle on one that will satisfy us both. He was wagering that Scrope wouldn't be able to walk away from the prospect of being the man who successfully kidnapped a Cynster chit. Scrope looked away, shifted, then met Mackenzie's eyes again. Very well, I agree. After an instant's pause, if Scrope had been a different man, Mackenzie would have shaken his hand to seal the deal, but instead, he sat woodenly waiting. Scrope smoothly went on. So where